She's a brilliant sister. The podcast was brilliant. She's hilarious. I love whenever she's like on stand up, I love to watch her.
Yeah.
I would just advise whenever we have this conversation, let's just do it with respect. That's what we can have this conversation because it's an important conversation to have, but just have it respectfully. Yeah? Because there's no point antagonizing a group that, like I said, has done so much to advance the Pan-African struggle. Where are you from? The guy goes to me, I'm British. I said, it's impossible. It's impossible, you're black. Yeah? This is what I said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I goes, it's impossible. He goes, well, my family comes from Jamaica. And I go, how did they get to Jamaica? Yeah? He goes, what do you mean they were born in Jamaica? I go, how did they get to Jamaica? Yeah? They came from Africa. Well, me and you are the same, whether you like it or not. You wanna call me a booty scratcher, then we're both booty scratchers, yeah?
Now, you've lived in the UK for almost all your life. Is there a misunderstanding, or is it actually true that there is some sort of identity crisis when it comes to Jamaicans not accepting their Africanity? Is there some beef between Jamaicans and Africans? Because I heard Gina on 154 Godfrey podcast talking about it. What do you think about that? Because you are the best person to talk about this because you've spent all your life in UK. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's revisit her comments. So she was talking about her experience. I think Gina's in her 50s. So she was talking about her experience as a child, which might not reflect the sentiment on the ground today in 2026. And she sparked a conversation, yeah? And sometimes in order to spark a conversation, you kind of have to push some buttons. But in pushing some buttons, she offended a lot of people. And obviously as Pan-Africanist, our mission, our goal is the unification of people of African descent all over the world, in the diaspora and in the continent. So there's just one thing she said which was a little bit, I understood what she was saying, but to me it was a little bit divisive and offensive when she goes, Jamaicans didn't know they came from Africa until they watched Roots, yeah? So all she had to do was talk about Jamaicans from my school didn't know until, and then no one could really argue with her because that's her experience. But when you brandish a whole community who have done so much to advance the causes of Pan-Africanism.
Marcus Garvey, man.
Yeah, my journey to Pan-Africanism came via the Caribbean community, just to be clear. Yeah? The first Pan-Africanist group I was involved in was the Manchester Reparations Forum. I was invited by my sister, who's still my good friend today, Colette Williams, a Jamaican woman. Do you want to come to this forum what we're having? Yeah? And the Manchester Reparations Forum was based on CARICOM's 10-point reparations program. Okay. CARICOM is the English-speaking countries from the
Caribbean.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, you know, when I moved to London, my mentor, elder, someone who I have huge respect for today, Amawale Rupert, is from Grenada. Yeah. So up and down the UK, there's Pan-African schools that run on a Saturday that are opened and ran and staffed by people from the Caribbean, primarily from Jamaica. Yeah. The most seminal piece to advance Pan-Africanism intellectually was Walter Rodney.
Yes.
How Europe underdeveloped Africa. Walter Rodney's from Guyana. Yeah. So, you know, and we've got C.L.R. James, who's from Trinidad.
George Padmore.
Yeah, so when we talk, we just got to talk with respect. That's what we can have this conversation because it's an important conversation to have, but just have it respectfully. Yeah? Because there's no point antagonizing a group that, like I said, has done so much to advance the Pan-African struggle. You mentioned Marcus Garvey. Beyond Marcus Garvey, I've traveled to so many African countries. What is the theme music for Pan-Africanism? If you was to categorize it by genre, what genre would you say is the theme music?
Reggae. And reggae is my best. She knows.
Exactly.
Reggae is my number one.
And reggae comes from?
Jamaica.
Exactly. You know, we had Bob Marley, who gave us Africa Unite.
Yes, yes.
He made a song called Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
To celebrate Zimbabwe independence from the racist white settler colonial rule.
And he performed in the 1980 Independence Day of Zimbabwe.
For free.
For free.
For free. And got tear gassed. And all of his backup singers ran off the stage and he's there. Still performing.
He was there.
Performing for free. So it's like, I understood, you know, what our sister was trying to say. And she's a brilliant, brilliant sister. The podcast was brilliant. She's hilarious. I love, whenever she's like on stand-up, I love to watch her.
Yeah.
I would just advise, whenever we have this conversation, let's just do it with respect. Now, that being said, now let's have the conversation. Yeah? Because she said that they didn't know they were from Africa. I would say, from my experience, I'm just talking about from my experience, because when I was in school, everything that she said is true. I was called African booty scratcher.
Really?
Go back to your bush.
By white people or by
No,
black people?
No. But by black people, yeah? Go back to your bush. Is your house made of brick or mud? All of that stuff. There was a big thing when I was growing up because of the Somali civil war. And obviously I'm Sudanese, but I look Somali. So they used to call me Somali pirate. What else? There was a few times when I kept saying, I'm from Sudan, I'm from Sudan, I'm from Sudan. When I was growing up, Sudan came into the news, I think 4 or 5 times. Yeah? The first time was the Guinness World Record. The man with the longest nails was from Sudan.
Okay.
Another time, this is when Sudan was a unified country. South Sudan was with the North at the time. There was a man who's from South Sudan, but, you know, it was part of Sudan. And it made the newspapers because, excuse my language, he had sex with a goat. And then the tribe, because they were devout Christians, made him marry the goat. Yeah? That was the story. That was the story. So you could imagine being a kid. Being a kid, people saying, you know, when we used to go to school trips to farms, people say, keep Ahmed away from the goats. You know, all that type of stuff.
Did it affect you as a kid?
It did, but it's a good question because right now, everyone wants to talk about trauma this, trauma that, trauma this. I think it's a journey. Not everything is traumatic. It's a learning experience. Yeah? All of these things contributed to me setting up African Stream. Contributed to me determined to show Africa in a different light. So like we can't, I think sometimes people dwell on their past in this negative way. Everything that happened in the past is where we are today. Yeah. So not everything is traumatic. For some people, it might have been traumatic. To me, I don't see it as traumatic. I see it as part of the journey. And I embrace that journey. And sorry, the final thing that came up about Sudan, there was a British school teacher in Sudan in the late 90s, I believe it was. She didn't know anything about the country, the religion, religious customs. And she brought in a teddy bear and she said, what should we call the teddy bear? And she goes, let's call it Muhammad. And obviously there was huge protests. Yeah. So what wasn't talked about Sudan was the Kingdom of Kush, was King Tahaka, was the irrigation systems that influenced the Greek and the Romans, the pyramids, more pyramids than there are in Egypt. Yeah. The 1,000 years in which the Kushitic kingdom ruled over Egypt, the advancements in civilization, none of that. So this is what I'll bring it back to the conversation. When we talk about what Jamaicans or Caribbeans used to say to us, we're dealing with the symptom, not the cause. The cause is colonialism, is imperialism. It's the human trafficking and enslavement of African people.
Yes.
It's the way that to enslave people, you had to invent a lie about them, race, which is racism. And that racism is a legacy we still live with today. Yeah?
We inherited that.
So just, so she said, people didn't know they were African. And I thought about this. And there was a time when I was just left school. I was in a youth club. We were going to a football tournament. Yeah? And there was a couple of guys from Jamaica. And they're making their little jokes, African this, African. And a few years before that, I'd kind of just put my head down, pretend like I weren't hearing what they said. But I kind of read a bit by this point, started to have a bit of knowledge of self and who I was. And so I said to them, where are you from? The guy goes to me, I'm British. I said, it's impossible. It's impossible, you're black. Yeah? This is what I said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I goes, it's impossible. He goes, well, my family comes from Jamaica. And I go, how did they get to Jamaica? Yeah? He goes, what do you mean they were born in Jamaica? I go, how did they get to Jamaica? Yeah? They came from Africa. Well, me and you are the same, whether you like it or not. You want to call me a booty scratcher? Then we're both booty scratchers. Yeah? What was interesting about that story is that guy, I'm not going to say his name because I'm still friends with him to this day, and he doesn't talk that way now.
Okay.
I found out later his dad was a hardcore Pan-Africanist. Yeah, his dad and his mom had split up.
Yeah.
But so I say that to say, there's no way he didn't know the history of Africans in Jamaica. So what it really was not ignorance, was rejection.
Okay.
Yeah? So I think where she might have missed the point is when she said they didn't know who they were. No, they rejected who they were. And why did they reject who they were? Because we're living in a white supremacist, white majority country where white is right, anything else is wrong. And therefore, it's all a battle of proximity to whiteness. So by saying you're Jamaican, you're saying that we are closer to white people. And I say that to say, when the British recruited the Windrush generation to come, they said, your motherland is the UK, not Africa. Yeah? Come back. Your motherland needs you after the Second World War. So they always try to create a connection between Jamaicans and the white British population in the UK. But circling back to the conversation, the Pan-African movement was advanced the most by the Caribbean.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah? So
definitely.
So, and whenever
even Marcus Garvey on his own is
Marcus Garvey, and in the modern times, people are advancing Pan-Africanism on TVs, on the mainstream. People like Akala.
I like Akala.
Yeah, so it's like we have to give respect.
Yeah.
We have to give respect. Yeah, the Pan-African movement wasn't created in the continent of Africa. It was created in the diaspora. Yeah. The Pan-African Congress that happened in Manchester.
Yes.
Yeah, that was organized by people from the Caribbean.
1945.
Yes, organized by people in the Caribbean. So we have to give respect. We have to give respect. And right now, we've never been more united. So these conversations, it's okay for them to come up. It's okay for that we can have these conversations, but let's do it with respect.
Yeah.
And advance the cause of unity and Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
Because they are us and we are them. They influence us, we influence them. We are one people. Yeah, we're distant relatives because of the history of separation, but we are one people.
Peace and blessings, everybody. I'm your brother Orina Oigo, founder of Sell Africa to Africans, and today I have a special message to all Africans watching me right now. We have many social media platforms, but very few are African in-made. Well, today, I'm here to present to you Urban Talk. Urban Talk is a Kenyan-made social media platform, fully African-made, fully African-funded, and if we have to build Africa, we have to build Africa from Africa. So please go to app.urbantalk.ke, post your long-form content, post your short-form content, and you can as well put a paywall and earn from your content as well. It is a very flexible, creative social media platform. Let's build our own social media platform. Let's make this the biggest African social media platform in future so that we can depend on ourselves. So please, again, go to app.urbantalk.ke and start using Urban Talk. I built my account the other day and I'm starting to post there. So join me as well. Thank you. Let me tell you, you know how much I love reggae. Gregory Isaacs, Lucky Dube, Uhuru,
Peter Tosh,
Bunny Wailer. I'm telling you, I love reggae.
Yes.
And even the new cats like Duane Stevenson Taras Riley nowadays is doing a bit of dancehall, but when he used to do reggae, I was a fan. Chronics, I love Chronics.
Chronics is amazing.
So I love reggae. Reggae is my number one genre. Then hip hop number two.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
reggae number one.
Yeah,
reggae
yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
Because you know my uncle is in the UK, been living there for 20 plus years. He told me the same thing, that when you tell a Jamaican that you're an African, he'll almost whoop your ass because they don't like that tag. They don't like that identity. No, not all. I don't know if it's most, but it's safe to say some, that they don't like that African identity tag. But it's not, you know what, it's not just a Jamaican thing in the UK. Last year, I had Professor James Small on my show. He denounced this FBA nonsense, saying that, yo, I'm an African. Do you know FBAs were flooding my comments?
Yeah, of course they did.
And my DMs. And then the FBA content creators, almost all of them made a reaction video to my video, so saying that, what is this? James Small has betrayed us. We how can we be Africans and all this? And I'm like, okay, if you say so. You know what, Ahmed, I've come to a realization that in this struggle, we can't have everybody in this struggle. We can do our best to wake up people, but the ones who don't want to listen, let's just leave them in the slumber. The ones who are ready to wake up, and let's start doing the work. Fine, like even this show is to convert, right? But the ones who really don't want to, no problem. You stay in your slumber. Let's see if you putting that American tag or putting that British tag in front of the African tag. Let's see where it will get you.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell these FBAs. That's what I want to tell now the Africans and Africans in the UK who don't identify as Africans. If you think that that's the best way to identify yourself with the oppressor, no problem. Let's see where it will get you.
I don't call them FBAs. I call them FBI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because it's 100% started by an intelligence agency. 100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because when you see a movement getting strong, you have to disentangle it, separate, and this is the perfect way. And you're right, it's not just, some Jamaicans in the UK, people from the Caribbean in the UK, some Africans. When I meet African people in the UK, not always, but it happens more than I would like to, and I go, where you from? And they go, I'm from the UK. I go, my brother, yeah, but where you from?
Yeah.
And then they'll say again, aggressively, I'm from the... So there's like, this happens, and it all comes down to, at the moment, we're not on the winning side. Yeah? So Arsenal just won the Premier League. Yeah? Everywhere in Kenya, I saw Arsenal tops. Yeah? Because Arsenal had won. You know when Arsenal were finishing 7th, 6th, couldn't get in the Champions League, I didn't see these Arsenal tops. So when Africa rises, and it is beginning to rise, we will see more people proudly identifying as African and with the African cause and the African struggle. We saw, incidentally, one of the biggest Pan-African marches was for Ibrahim Traore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the UK, most of the people that occupied that march or were part of that march were from the Caribbean. Yeah. So now we have, that's why Ibrahim Traore is so important, as a symbol of African pride, of African progress, of African revolutionary thoughts. Yeah. Before, like even myself, I was really interested in Latin American politics because we didn't have any revolutionary leaders here that I could identify with. Yeah. Well, in Latin America, in Venezuela, we had Hugo Chavez at the UN, calling George W. Bush the devil.
Hugo Chavez was hard, man.
Yeah.
He was hard.
Yeah. We had Fidel Castro, Raul Castro, Evo Morales. So now we finally got three leaders of our own. Yeah. Three leaders of our own that we can identify.
We can identify with as revolutionaries.
As revolutionaries that are, we have other progressive leaders, but not all of them advance Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
They're nationalists.
Yeah.
I won't mention them, but to not offend any other people, but these are three revolutionary leaders who are proudly Pan-African that we can identify with. And now we're starting to see, the pride re-emerging in people in the diaspora with Africa.
Yes.
So,
so it's a small group that's outside.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that is that they're so consistent online, you might think that it's all Jamaicans or it's all African Americans who are FBAs.
And then there's bots. And there's bots. Remember, I told you this is linked to intelligence communities. So a lot of it will be bots. A lot of them will be bots. You know what's interesting though? I have a good brother in the UK. His name is Suleiman Lee. He runs Black Charles Promotions, and every weekend he goes out and he distributes empowering literature to people on the street, African literature. Yeah. And there was like an infamous situation where police, think of all the crime that's happened in the UK, all the stabbings, all the drug dealers. They come and try to arrest this guy for selling black books. Yeah. And there was such an uproar from the community. The Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam got involved.
You did a story about
I did a story.
I saw the video. I saw it on
the Nation of Islam in the UK got involved. They got him released, and then now he's back selling books in the exact same place. But anyway, he told me his father, who's like a very famous reggae star, he was connected to Bob Marley.
Oh, nice.
But he told me because of his parents were very conscious Africans from Jamaica, they gave him a super African name. So when he used to read it on the register, the kids, even though he's Jamaican, would make fun of him all day long. So it's real, yeah? If you can make fun of a Jamaican for having an African name, then, what do you think is going to happen to the Africans with African names who are from Africa? So it's real. But anyway, unity is our message.
Yeah. Unity is our message.
Yeah.
But I always say, if you still want to identify with the oppressor and not with your motherland, stay there.
I like that.
Stay there. Stay with the oppressor tag. Stay with the oppressor identity. Let's see where it will lead you. You know what? With all these things that are going on, with the rise of conservatism in the Western world, they'll come back. You wait. They'll come back.
Yeah.
They'll come back.